Right, it is time for the first Galeshot build, which is going to be exactly what I expected it to be. I'm not going to lie to you. So I went through, and in the first video with the Galeshot first impressions, I went through and I tested longbow. And I saw how a longbow Galeshot would function, and it benches half of exactly what I expected Galeshot to require to be. So, what that is a setup based around the pet, and then based around greatsword and axe. Now, the wonderful irony of Galeshot, which I saw from the moment it was revealed, is that because you now have a ranged weapon on command, you actually never want to run a ranged weapon. I know, very ironic, right? Whereas Warrior or Bladesworn, for example, has a sword on hand, so you want to run rifle, because then you have a long range, short range, which then they removed the ammo refill on Bladesworn, because fuck Warriors. Yeah, because of the fact you now have a bow on tap, you never want to use a bow. And the things they added to make that the case are in the wrong tiers to make it, unfortunately, functional. They should move Shrike to this tier, and then you can actually pick Shrike and Quickness at the same time. So, in this case, this is a rendition of what will probably be played most of the time, because this last tier can also be intermingled, which will give you perma quickness for the entire team. I was just experimenting with how this setup works. So, reason for this is that my Phoenix has 89% crit chance. Yeah, it's out here. 220% crit hit damage. So my guy is just absolutely wild. This is pre-Fury, by the way. Pre-boons, pre-everything. He just fucks. And for whatever reason, the Phoenix has another 400 power over every other bird. I kind of went through and looked for other birds and stuff, but like then you get the question of what counts as an avian pet, and apparently like the juvenile fireworm, which, you know, flies, isn't an avian pet. So, you know, way out here. This might do better with like Selly gear or something, because the pets do like some condies and stuff, and you've got chance to bleed here and all this shit. Like I'm not gonna go through and do like individual new builds on new builds on new builds. I'm just gonna literally show you the concept, and then you can go from there. So sometimes I'm gonna bench higher, sometimes I'm gonna bench lower. It's gonna be more for conceptual showcase than anything. So, the way this build is set up, I've been full Berserker, well, full Marauder with Vitality, because I don't want you to go down immediately. And then I just have the basic damage, leeching, and then I have Relic of the Eagle here, which is one of the new ones, apparently, which will give you increased strike damage to low health enemies. So, as you can see, literally nothing is optimized. If I wanted more damage, I could go full Berserker with the right runes, with Exploitation, and fucking Rune of the Eagle here, or Fireworks, or whatever, right? So you can add more and more and more and more and more and more and more. So, how does this work, and why is it exactly what I expected it to be? So, the way this is going to work is you're going to start out in Greatsword, you're going to pop your Strength of the Pack, and then you're going to dive in with Swoop here. And then you're going to give your pet Quickness with Quickening Zephyr, and then you're going to give your pet Sikkim, and then they're going to do their entire pet rotation the moment that they start combat with a 40% damage amp. So they're going to go through and do all of these, and then you're going to give your team Quickness off of the Beast ability, because you're going to give Quickness for the flock together. Because, you know, birds, pun, Kek W. Then we're going to use the bow, or we're going to use the greatsword. Then after we finish the greatsword, we're going to flip over to the axe, use axe 5. And then we'll switch into the bow. You can do this rotation pretty much any way you want. We'll then flip into the bow, and then we'll use the bow to get Hawkeye. We dump Hawkeye, we pop out of the bow, and we go from there. Now, the nice part is, since we have Quick Draw, we can trigger our Quick Draw pretty much any time. If we use a Quick Draw trigger, we want to use it on Maul, on Bluster, or on Axe 5. So let me just show you what this kind of looks like, and watch me fuck it up first try, because of course I will. So, we ball. Use Maul. Have my pet fly in. Buff him. Maul, Hilt Bash Maul. My pet will go in and fly around. Axe 5. Have my pet do his little active there. Use all my abilities here. Then we're going to go into the bow. 1, 2, 3. I actually did that wrong, but that's fine. Come out of the bow, and then we get Quick Draw for another Axe 5. And I throw the fucking axe backwards because I'm absolutely insane at this game. And you basically just repeat that rotation. Now you would pop into the bow here. Not particularly have enough arrows to go all the way to the end, so you can stay in the bow here if you want. At this point, you can either camp this until you get another Hawkeye stack, like so. Then we pop out. Now I don't have Quick Draw here, or I did have Quick Draw there actually. So Hilt Bash, Maul, Kill bash, weapon swap, X5 with Gale Force at the end of it. And we're benching a little under 12k with suboptimal gear. This has gone up to 14k with good rotation and good pet rotations and what have you. And like I said, I'm not using berserkers or the right runes or the right sigils or anything. So that is basically exactly how I figured this would play. And if you're curious, the longbow build benched 6. So we're literally doing the double DPS. Don't get me wrong, I am not a wonderful DPS build crafter in Guild Wars 2. I play more thematic builds, particularly. But yeah, just the fact that the longbow spec doesn't do well with the longbow is the hypocrisy I'm trying to highlight here. So yeah, that is the first Galeshot setup that I've got. Let me know what you guys are running, or if you've managed to make longbow actually do some reasonable damage. I'm curious if anyone's ever going to make, like, a short bow spec. This thing has no conditions on it, though. Like, none whatsoever. I mean, it's got chill, but there's nothing good for that. So, yeah, there's literally, like, no condition appliers at all on this thing, thinking about it now. So you're kind of forced to play Power Zerker, no? You really are, huh? It's a little unfortunate. But, yeah, so that is it's like half melee, half not as well, because like when they move, right, like when the boss is moving, so there's a teleport mechanic, like that whole first rotation that I did is like assuming, oh fuck, I'll do this one more time, is assuming you're underneath the boss the whole time. Now the boss does like movement mechanics. This entire fucking idea changes a little bit, right? So we do our opener, same ordeal, pop our shit, go in, homeboy pops off with Sikkim, he does all of his damage rotation. Axe 5. Jump on everything. Reset. Cool. Pop into bow. Here, here, here. Pop this here, because then you're gonna have to move in again. Get the extra shot. Go out. Ah, I fucked up and didn't use it there. I am so good. So now you just repeat the same rotation, right? Because the goal is to get Gale Force, and then come out, use Whirling Defense with the Gale Force up to get maximum damage. And then you have the quick draw on it as well, so then it gets a 6-second cooldown. But now, so you do that rotation, and then while your arrows are recharging here, you just literally stay in these two weapons. And then if the boss decides to move from this point, now you flip into the bow, and you literally just auto the boss. And you build your stacks as you're going, and just casually building and building and building and building. And then we move while Hawkeyeing to get back to the boss, and just like so, we are right back where we want to go. And then Gale Force with Axe 5 for 30,000 damage. So yeah, that is Galeshot, the hypocrisy of the class that can't use a longbow.